Good morning. It's Saturday morning, and we've got the usual little Facebook lag there, whereby you kind of freeze. So if you can hear me, please just type yes in the chat box below. That'd be very useful to me. And there's a little poll that should be showing up somewhere on this live chat, and it's asking what is your biggest problem as a business owner right now. And I think there's four um, possible answers there. So if you can let me know your thoughts on that, that'd be really, really useful. So what I do is I help business owners to grow their businesses by rationalizing what they're doing with their marketing, because a lot of money gets wasted. But that's not what this is about today. Because it occurred to me that at the moment, like here in New Zealand, we are in theory shut down for 4 weeks. But that is, of course, subject to the government getting the results from the coronavirus prevention scheme, or whatever you want to call it. Um, but what happens if they don't? They may say, hey, we're not getting the health results we want, so we're going to shut the country down for a further 2 weeks or a further month. Or alternatively, what happens if we get the results and everything goes back to normal in 4 weeks? But I tell you, life is not going to be the same. It is not going to be the same. People are going to be very, very different in how they behave with others. There's going to be that kind of, and that's going to affect relationships. And while you can rationalize about it on an emotional level as a human being, your response to that is going to be kind of, well, okay, be like that. And it will be very unconscious. We're talking about humans at the animal kind of level here. But anyway, so, and then the thing that occurred to me was, well, okay, so we come out of it and, at the end of the 4 week period, and everything's back to being, jolly hockey sticks and all this kind of carry on. And then we get a recurrence of this thing just before the summer, just before the tourist season. Could your business survive? I mean, I'm okay. I've been working virtually for, gosh, since around about 2005. So I've been at this game for about 15 years. But I see so many other businesses and I just think, gosh, you're vulnerable because you're dependent on doing business the old way, the conventional way. And I've got to tell you that, the smart business owners out there, the ones who go, hey, hang on, this not only makes sense from a business point of view, it also makes sense from a lifestyle point of view because if you've got an internet connection, it's true, you can work from anywhere in the world, and I've spent my last couple of years just doing that. But that is also not what this is about. Because the other thing that occurred to me was, okay, so maybe we get like recurring cases of variations on this virus strain. And from what I hear, it is very, very nasty. It's not the flu. It is a variation on the severe acute respiratory syndrome or SARS. So it's particularly nasty. It's like 10 times more virulent. And I see Mr. Trump's going to send America back to work. I think, well, good luck with that. But it's so assuming that this is going to be an ongoing thing, and I think as a business owner, someone who rationally looks at all the possibilities and what contingencies and things have we got in place or should we have in place, I think that is one possibility that would be sensible to accept or recognise at least. And if that was the case, and you've got to consider how are you going to get customers, how are you going to interact with customers, how are you going to build a relationship with customers? Are you just going to put up like an image ad, on Google and pay like $15 per click? Or are you going to put up like image ads here on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram, Snapchat, wherever? Because all that does is it's just buy my stuff. There's no ability to build a relationship. So anyway, if um, these kind of ramblings and musings are of interest to you and you find them valuable, please share them with other people. Because getting back to the thought I had this morning was, okay, so if you've got a business and you're approaching sort of retirement age and you think, yep, I don't mind being locked down in my batch, up in Taupo or up in the Coromandel or Kerry, Russell, wherever it might be, wherever your particular hideout is. How saleable would your business be if it's got no COVID-19 proof customer acquisition systems? It's got no way of interacting with your customers. Because you can sit there and you can rely on referrals and stuff. And I know guys who've done that. And most of them have gone bankrupt. And you really do have to be out there in the market actively providing really good reasons for people to do business with you, to want to interact with you, to choose your business as opposed to the commodity from Southeast India. And I've got nothing against India or Indians, but most IT and sort of service businesses operate out of places there, Bangalore and so on and so forth. So, and how are you not only going to distinguish yourself, but how are you going to demonstrate that you're not just selling a commodity, but you're not someone to be bought and sold and traded for an hourly rate, or get yours today, just $99. So there's all these kind of things that I think you have to consider. I mean, because I'm a very strategic thinker. I think long terms. My background is I come from construction, which means that you have to plan things from the foundation all the way to the roof and all the things in between and where stuff goes and the different routes the things are going to take to go and is that going to clash with something else and all the flows of materials and stuff. And I did this on projects valued at up to £75 million. And that was just after I bought my three-storey detached Victorian house in Streatham, and I paid £44,400 for that then. Just to give you an idea of the sort of size of projects we're talking about, and it was actually a hypermarket down in Merton. And that thing was ticking along lovely. And then when we're just excavating for foundations for the last little bit, we came across plague pits. Bodies buried there from the time of the bubonic plague. And plague is a really interesting disease because the virus or the germ, whatever it is, can survive in the ground for up to 300 years. So we had to shut down all of that part of the project. And not only that, we had to cordon off, you couldn't have personnel going through that, but they had to go around it. So it was a massive reorganisation. And I think that's a kind of a nice metaphor for what's going on now. And so the thing is, we had to have all of our contingency processes in place. And the thing was, we had a wonderful planning team. We had 3 guys just working through the critical path plan all the time. And the reason I'm mentioning this is you just never ever know what's going to come up and bite you on the bum. So I think it's a very sensible thing to at least consider having some sort of a contingency. And because, as I say, I think after this, life is not going to go back to normal. We're going back to a very different world. We're going back to a world where people are going to be paranoid and we're going to be like, what if? And I also think a lot of you are really going to get quite used to working from home because it's great, that big commute from the bedroom to the office. Oh, traffic was bad today. It took me 2.5 seconds. It's good, you know. It's lovely working from home, and yeah, I think it's something people should consider anyway, because that way you get to spend time with your kids, and it's really nice. I've got a neighbour over that way, and he's got a little boy. The little boy's, I don't know, maybe two. He just started to walk, but we just bought this kid this trampoline, and it was absolutely pouring with rain. A classic Wellington northwesterly gale. And this dad and his kid were out on this trampoline, soaking wet. And I just thought, oh wow, it's amazing. And yeah, because there's all those moments that you miss with your kids when you're working. And I was watching an interview with a tailor in Singapore, and he said the thing that he felt most guilty about was not being able to have time to spend with his kids and yeah, or his family. And that's one of the things that people in business do have to take account of. So yeah. So anyway, if as I say, if this is useful to you, it's just kind of some early Saturday morning thoughts, and we're not even at the end of the first week of lockdown, but it does give you lots of time to think and consider your options. And as I say, I think the world will be a very, very different place at the end of this. And so it would probably be sensible to have a little bit of a ponder, work out what's best for you, for your business, for your family, for your long-term um, survival of your business and your family. Because if this thing doesn't go away, I mean, how long can the government afford to keep bailing businesses out? Um, how long can they afford to keep paying your salary, your staff salary, your team salary? Because here's the thing, and everybody just considers that, hey, yeah, but the government just prints money. And the fact of the matter is the government doesn't. The government borrows money from the Reserve Bank. The government swaps bonds for cash. And at the end of the day, someone has to pay that back, because banks um, don't forgive their debts easily. And I thought it was interesting seeing the banks are going to extend the term of your mortgage, but they're not going to give you any holiday from the extra interest you're going to accrue, or anything like that. Because they're in business to make money. So, but my point is that all of this money that the government's dishing out, all the billions and billions of dollars, and this applies to every country in the world, someone has to pay it back. And that's you, and your kids, and your grandkids. And if it's, a 30-year bond, whatever it might be, or even a 50-year bond, it's probably your great grandkids as well. So I think it's sensible to have a contingency plan whereby your business can operate profitably without needing to trot down to WINS or the DSS or Department of Homeland Security or whatever it might be. And the only way you can do that is by having a reliable, predictable way of generating revenue. So, okay, so I need to now go to the supermarket, queue up, and get a few supplies for the next week. And I think that since today is absolutely appalling weather, it's going to put most people off, and so that's a good thing to do. Like I say, if you find or found these meanderings, these thoughts to be useful to you, please share it with others. Like it, like this page, because I've got a lot of very, very useful information for business owners here. And in the context of the whole world's business community being shut down, what I'm teaching is extremely relevant, because it's basically how to operate a business from your home, how to advertise from your home at very, very low costs, and in a way that positions you as being the most helpful person in the entire universe, the person that your customers and your clients, your prospects are going to fall in love with, because you're demonstrating you can help them by actually helping them. So check out the other videos on this page, because it's really good stuff. I'm in the middle of writing a report for you right now. I did 20 pages yesterday, and I've just got to finish off the other 5-10 pages sometime today, and I'll get that up here online for you. And that is basically about how to make this stuff work for you, because I see so many people out there who are telling you this is how you do marketing, and it's like, no, that's not how you do marketing. That's how you do selling. Selling and marketing are different. You've got to do the marketing first, and then if you do it right, you don't have to do the selling. Anyway, that's me done. I want to go while there's still some toilet paper on the shelves. So have a great weekend. Relax, look after yourself, stay safe. And if you've got elderly neighbours or something like that, just check on them, give your kids a hug, and I'll talk to you real soon. See ya.